Hi, Pastor Nathan Decker with your hashtag Better Together devotion for today. And we're talking this week about the church at Corinth and all the different ways that they just like to divide each other. One of the ways that they divided one another was at the table. That is, when they were sitting down at table together, they divided themselves into two very distinct groups. One was the group that was willing to eat meat that had been sacrificed to idols. The other group was a group of folks who said, no, 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 no. If it's been sacrificed to an idol, that's participation in worship to that idol. And I don't want to do that. Both sides had some sound arguments, some sound thinking in this regard. One group said, well, the idolatry gods, they don't really exist, so that worship is a false worship. It isn't worship at all. And what I'm doing is I'm just providing some, meat for my family. The other group said, no, this has been slaughtered to Zeus, Jupiter, or Poseidon, or somebody, and that was an act of worship. And, that's one of the big no-nos, is that thou shalt not have any other gods. And so they said, we don't want to participate in that. Paul, being a good pastor, tried to instruct them how to be with one another through this disagreement and heal the brokenness of the table. To those who felt uncomfortable eating meat sacrificed to idols, don't. But also don't be judging those who are. To those who are comfortable eating meat sacrificed to idols, okay then. It's okay. Just don't flout it in the face of the others who, in this case may be considered of a weaker mind or something of that nature. The idea here is that we have different understandings in faith, and we should be loving and humble to one another inside of those differences. In the Christian church, for example, there are Christians who are firm believers that we are not called to drink alcohol at all. There are others who say, well, as long as I don't get drunk, it's okay. After all, Jesus did drink alcohol. If he didn't, he was really thirsty. Both are sound thoughts. One group wants to defend and protect themselves from temptation and participation in something that might lead down a path of evil. The other group sees no problem with it and wants to have a celebration moment, and maybe even wants to have celebration wine within the communion cup. We should both be honored to put up with each other, to tolerate the difference, and more than just tolerate, but love and lift up and strive not to be I'm better than you are within our faith and within our spiritual journey. We're going to have lots of differences in faith. We're going to have disagreements over human sexuality. We're going to have disagreements in the far future. We're going to have disagreements over technology being introduced into the human beings as cyborgs or genetic modification. These are going to be conversations that we will be having in the future. It doesn't mean that we have to immediately start saying, oh, no, sinful, nor does it have to mean that we are totally accepting wide open. What it means is that we have healthy discussion, holy conferencing, and that we stay at the table with each other. No matter what disagreements, no matter what ways that we don't see eye to eye, we don't get up and leave the table. We stay together and we love one another through the disagreement. This has been an important lesson that I've tried to teach my children and churches that I've pastored, because we're called to be together and to be better together. When one of us gets up and leaves the table, it hurts all of us. So be at the table with those you disagree with. Heal and mend the broken boards. Be at table with one another to be better together.